Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about my January beauty favorites. There have been so many brand new goodies this past month. I cannot wait to get into this video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. What I like to do is put as many of the products on, and we'll do some cutaways to me applying them so you can see them in action. Otherwise, I'll just be showing you the products, doing some swatches, things like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it because I have a long list here. Like I said, this has been a really exciting month for makeup. Let's go ahead and start with primer. This actually is not a new product, but it is definitely one that I've come to very, very deeply appreciate, mainly because I have been testing and playing with so many different foundations. So this is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This product's reputation definitely precedes itself. It is such a gorgeous, easy to use product, and I love the way that it gives me an extra layer of moisturization, but it also is a wonderful primer for makeup. It really smooths out my skin, and I'm a big fan of the fragrance. I know some of you don't like the kind of bright citrusy grapefruit kind of scent that this product has. I personally love it. I think it really adds to the experience. It's like that first step of doing my makeup. It just kind of wakes me up, and it kind of, I don't know, just sort of sets the right tone for applying makeup. So I just really, really like that scent, but I do want to mention that in case you are not a fan of it. And many of you also ask me where like my SPF lies in all of this. SPF is the last step to my skincare routine. So I put that on. I'm upstairs, I'm in my bathroom, and I do all of my skincare. I put SPF on there, and then when I come down, I put on my primer and all the rest of my makeup. So SPF goes on before this primer, but I just love, love, love this primer. It has played really well and even helped out a lot of the foundations that I've been trying out this month. So a big, big shout out to this primer. Absolutely love it. And I'm just going to mention a couple of my favorite foundations because I just did a ranking my most recent foundations, and I don't want to be too repetitive, but I do want to mention the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin foundation. I use it in the shade 2N, and it is just such a beautiful foundation. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen that ranking video, this is number one. I just think it makes my skin look so smooth and supple, and it looks filtered. I just think it looks absolutely gorgeous on my skin, and I have like a little bit of radiance, which doesn't get worse throughout the day. It's one of those magical foundations where the level of radiance stays very consistent. It's not like my oils break through and I start to look like a greasy mess. I've worn this foundation with powder, without powder, and it's just gorgeous. It just really, really works well for my skin. I have very, very dry skin. I'm eczema prone. I'm 48 years old, so I have, aging skin concerns, and I feel like this foundation is able to mask a lot of those issues without looking like I'm wearing a mask of foundation. I really like natural looking makeup and natural looking foundation, and this really fits the bill. It does claim to have a medium coverage. I personally like a light medium coverage, and I feel like so long as I just don't put a lot of this foundation on, I am able to get a light medium coverage. You can of course build it up to a medium, but I really just kind of stop with just like a light layer of it, and it's just gorgeous. It looks like radiant, and you're lit from within, all of those good things. So again, check out that ranking foundation video where I talk a lot more about all the foundations that I tried out, but I do want to mention this one, and I do want to mention the foundation that I'm wearing today. This is the Chanel number 1 Day Chanel, and I have this in the shade B20. Yes, B20, and this is a very, very close second to that Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This has, I want to say, like a lighter weight coverage. It also has a little bit of a lighter weight and texture. So it's just a little bit thinner than the Charlotte Tilbury. It has fragrance to it. So there definitely is that kind of Chanel sort of fresh, light floral fragrance to this, just FYI. But I just think it's such a beautiful, lovely, skin perfecting kind of foundation. It's very, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury, but it just has a lighter coverage, which again, I prefer. And I want to say, I'm trying to think of like the major difference between this and the Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like this foundation, I did see my skin get a little bit more radiant as the day went on. So this was definitely a product that I felt like if I didn't powder at the beginning of the day, I would probably want to powder a little bit where I got shiny, like the typical places, T-zone and that sort of thing. Again, I have dry skin, so when I do look really shiny, I don't actually mind. I feel like it makes me look a little bit healthy, but I think, just in terms of like the average makeup wearer, they would probably want to powder a little bit by the end of the day. But I just think this foundation is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, and that's what I have on today. So that is the Chanel No. 1 de Chanel. And those are the two foundations I wanted to mention today. In terms of concealer, okay, we had a reformulation. The Clé de Peau Stick Concealer was reformulated with an SPF 27. The previous version is SPF 25. I wear it in the shade Ivory, and I've been wearing this ever since I got it. I did a full review comparing this version and the previous version. And I want to say I've been wearing this pretty much consistently since I got it. I want to say it's been a week now. And it is what I have around my eyes, and I did cover some of my sunspots on my cheeks with this. It is, I think, an improvement over the previous version. And, when companies reformulate some of our cult classics, some of our favorites, which the Clé de Peau Stick Concealer is, I mean, I was nervous. I know we all were. I know, I actually tested out some reformulated foundations this month that did not work out for me. But this, I think, actually beats out the old one. I find it more emollient. I find it easier to apply. Like, it really just slides right onto the skin. The previous version, as much as I love it, it is a little bit thicker. And so, but the coverage is the same. So it's really, I think, an improvement in the texture. SPF 27, better than SPF 25, which is great. Someone asked me what kind of SPF is in here. It is, I believe, I really need to bring my reading glasses in here because the print is so small. I think it is titanium dioxide, but I'll leave it down below in my description box. I'll just leave it right next to where I list this. So yeah, I think it is physical sunscreen. It just wears well all day. It doesn't sink into fine lines. It doesn't cake up. And like I mentioned, it goes on really smoothly and beautifully. And this is one of those rare concealers that I find I can use around, underneath my eyes, around my eye area, and also on my face. Usually I kind of use different concealers for my face versus my eyes. It's like I need different things, I have different concerns, but this one I feel like I can use all over my face. So I really, really love this new reformulation. It's better. It's better than the old one. I can't believe it. So that is the Clé de Peau concealer. I use it in the shade Ivory, and it has an SPF 27. And I did a Sephora try-on haul, and in that try-on haul, I ended up falling in love with some cream cheek products. The first one is the Say bronzer. It is called the Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer. I have it in light bronze, which is the lightest shade. And it is what I have on my cheeks today. So I basically have it underneath my cheekbones, and I just kind of framed my face with it. And then I lightly brushed it where I would kind of normally bronze or catch some sun. So like my forehead, down my nose, a little bit on my cheeks here. And here is what the product looks like. It has a lovely texture. It is like blendable without it being too emollient. I've tried it over powder. I've tried it under powder. Today I have it under powder, and it just wears beautifully. And the tone of this bronzer also really suits my skin tone. It has like a peachy undertone, so it's not too orange, but it's also not too red. And so I feel like it's more universal than bronzers that are either too orange or too red. So I'm just really, really enjoying it. I love the ease of use. I just use like a cream brush, something like this. This is the Sonia G mini base brush. It is very, very similar to the Smashbox cream cheek brush. Very, very similar. This I use all the time as well. Yeah, it's just so easy to use, and I love the tone. So this has been a big, big winner for me this past month. And the other products that I used in the Sephora video, cheek products that I cannot stop talking about these. I mentioned these in that video. I mentioned these in another video, but these are the Danessa Myricks Dewy Cheek and Lip Palettes. And at first I was only going to pick up this one. I was like, oh, okay, I think this one is probably better suited for my skin tone. but I've been using this one more. I used both today, so I like to use this shade right here. Let me open up the palette. That'll be helpful. I use this shade the most. This is called Wallflower. And you can see that this one is probably like the pinkiest. These other three are definitely the most kind of like neutral brown toned. This one has like a little bit of pink. So I pretty much have this all over my cheeks today. And then what I did was I powdered my entire face. So I put down the cream bronzer, I put down that cheek color, I powdered all over with my Koh natural lighting powder, which I won't bore you with because I pretty much mention that every month. And then I went in just onto the apples of my cheeks and brightened things up with this shade, which is called Sweet Dreams. And this is the only shade out of all four, out of both palettes, that has like a little bit of a golden sheen. So I love like the versatility of these products. I love how they work well together. I love that you can use them on the lip. When I did my Sephora try-on haul, if you're interested in seeing me use these on my lips, I did that. I kind of did like this ombre look with this palette. It was so much fun. And the texture of these products are really wonderful. I don't usually like products that work or that are meant for lips and cheeks. I find that usually it works better on my cheeks or vice versa. It works better on my lips, but it's hard for me to find something that I like that works for both. But these work for both. I just love these. And I'm not really like a cream palette person, but I've just really come to enjoy using these. I really love, you know what they are? They're inspirational. I look at these and it's like, I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to see like what other combos I can use between the two palettes within the same palette. It's just been a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I have on my cheeks today. And I have been using them on my lips as well. So just love them. Love the texture. Love all the shades in both palettes. Just, bravo. Wonderful, wonderful product from Danessa Myricks. I do want to mention one powder bronzer that I don't have on today, but I have been using, on and off this whole month. And this is new to me, but it's not a new product. This is the Bobbi Brown Illuminating Bronzing Powder in Aruba. And I love cheek products with a little bit of sheen to them. I have dry skin. And so if I use something that's too matte, I'm always afraid that it's going to look too dusty and just kind of bring the dryness out in my skin. So this illuminating bronzer is so, so gorgeous. Let me do a swatch for you guys. It's so pretty. It has like a light kind of, ignore that, like a light, again, kind of like a peachy undertone. So I just think it looks really beautiful on the skin, and it has like a golden sheen on top. And so I think it just makes my complexion look really fresh and glowy. And I'm a big, big fan of Bobbi Brown bronzers. I just think that the pigmentation level is there. It's not too much. It's not too light. It's like just a straight up powder product. There's no like guessing or figuring out how to use it. It blends out beautifully, and there's such a wide range. And in fact, her regular bronzers, which are matte, those are probably one of the few matte bronzers that I really, really love. But her illuminating bronzers are gorgeous. So I have Aruba, I have Antigua, which is one that looks like a blush but isn't. It is cool toned, so it just, it adds like a little bit of a sunburnt kind of like undertone to your skin. Gorgeous. But I've really, really been loving Aruba. And for eyebrows, I actually hauled this when I did a Nordstrom haul. And this is the Byredo Refillable Eyebrow Pencil. And I have it in the shade Slate. And it has this teardrop shaped tip. So it makes for filling in your brows really fast. What I really, really love about this is the actual texture of the pencil. It's not like one of those really waxy pencils. I'm trying to think of like my Tom Ford Brow Sculptor. This is like kind of a typical eyebrow pencil. It's very, very waxy, and it's it's goof proof. It's not very pigmented, but you can tell that there's like a little bit of a slickness to it. So those are the ones that I always call waxy. The Byredo one feels drier, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference in these swatches. So this is the Tom Ford and this is the Byredo. And what I love about the Byredo and it being drier, it almost feels like a powder pencil, like that Gucci eyebrow pencil, like eyebrow pencils from back in the, like way back in the day, where they're like a powder instead of a wax. And so you get like a really, really soft effect. And it does have a very light touch. So again, it's like goof proof, it's mistake proof. And I just really love that kind of like dry powderiness to it. I don't come across a lot of eyebrow pencils that are like that. They're generally more like this Tom Ford one where they're just kind of waxy and they look fine, they work great. But there's something about these powder products. They already look like a typical eyebrow pencil and then you run the spoolie through it. Like they already look like that before you even run the spoolie through. So that's all I have in my eyebrows today. And I've really just been enjoying this. So that is the refillable brow pencil from Byredo. And again, I have it in the shade Slate, which is like a cool-ish dark, dark, dark brown. Okay, for eyeshadows, I have quite a few eyeshadows here. And let me start with this quad. So this is the Chanel quad that came out with their spring summer collection. And it is, let me take this cover off. It is just such a me quad. I just love it so much. None of the shades are matte. These are like a Bake Chalet formula. They all have a beautiful sheen to them, whether they're like a satin and they, one has like a little micro glitter in there. Let me actually do some swatches here. So here are the 4 shades in the quad. Just beautiful, very understated, very, very elegant. And it's this shade that has the most like micro glitter in there. The rest of them are just this really kind of beautiful, sheeny kind of satin shade. I love using any of these shades as like a one and done. You can pick 2 and create some sort of like duo look. Just really, really gorgeous. I think Chanel really hit it out of the park with this quad. I just think, they're just gorgeous. And I think because they're fairly neutral, you could use these in the summertime with like a bronze look and a bright red, orange, coral lip. Or you can go cool toned and use this with like a really kind of like nude concealer lip look and like a strong eyeliner or something. I just think they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I keep reaching for them. And I've been constantly reaching for this quad this past month. So that is the Mediterranean quad. I feel like I'm Americanizing that. Mediterranean quad. It's number 747. And then this duo from Clé de Peau has just been sitting right here in my vanity. And if I need a little bit of depth, I've been grabbing this one. If I need a little bit of brightness, I've been grabbing this one. I've been using this duo together. It is such a simple, elegant look. Daytime, evening, just gorgeous. And again, both of these shades are like a satiny finish. Let me go ahead and swatch these. And just beautiful, beautiful, basic shades that I feel like every person who's into makeup really, really needs in their collection. And the powders, I wish you could probably tell by looking at them. It's so soft, so soft, but not like wet, creamy feeling, just really, really finely milled. And I find them so easy to use because of that. They just blend into one another really easily. They work well with a lot of my other shadows that I've tried them with. Just gorgeous. I just love how basic this duo is. So this is a refill, by the way. So it comes with like a refill case, which I couldn't find online. I need to do another search and see if I can find it. But it comes, but you can buy the case separately. It comes together. But I just ended up buying the refill. So I need to buy the actual case for this. But it's lovely, absolutely lovely. And I've also really been enjoying these Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Champagne and Oyster Pearl shades. So these are not new. They're not even new to me. I don't know, I just kind of like stumbled upon them in my collection. I was doing declutters over Mishmas and after Mishmas, and I just wanted like a really kind of beautiful, simple one and done shadow. And so I reached for this Oyster Pearl from Charlotte Tilbury, and I've just been using it ever since. So let me do a swatch of this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that sheen. Oh, it's just this like soft satin sheen. And these are a really soft cream. So right here, I like just dip my finger in a little bit too hard. So you don't need a lot of product. A little bit goes a long way. And then this champagne shade is gorgeous too as a one and done. If you just want to add like a little bit of frostiness to your lid and maybe use like a strong mascara and eyeliner. So there is champagne. Oh, I've just been really, really enjoying these, and it was such a bummer. I don't know if you guys caught my review video of the new Eyes to Mesmerize shadows that are matte. It's a completely different formula, and I find them difficult to use. So anyway, I love these. I don't really like the new matte ones though. All right, and this leads me to what I actually have on my eyes. I have the Jones Road Just a Sec eyeshadow in Pewter on my eyes. So these are the little potted shadows from Jones Road. This is what the cap looks like. And this is the shade Pewter. And these have a creamy, but not too wet. They are kind of this like hybrid between powder and cream. But here is Pewter swatched. Look at how beautiful that sheen is. And that is all I have on my eyelids. Just that one shade, and I just went in with my finger and applied it. So, so easy. I have two other shades. One is Topaz, and here's what it looks like in the pot. And there is Topaz swatched. I just love like the really subtle micro glitter to it. I love the beautiful sheen that these have, and I love that you can build them up. These swatches are probably just like one layer. Let me see if I can build up that Topaz. Yes, you can build them up. And I have not experienced any fallout with these shadows. They're just gorgeous. And then the last shade I have was actually sent to me. It is the shade Golden Peach. And when this was sent to me, I was reminded that I had the other two, and that's when I started playing with them again. And I was like, oh my God, I just love, love, love this Pewter shade and the Topaz. This Golden Peach is like a little bit, just like a teensy bit drier than the other two, but pretty much the same. Like once you warm your finger up in there, hold on, let me give you a swatch here. Here is Golden Peach. So Topaz actually is a little peachier. Golden Peach is a little bit more of like a yellow gold. But aren't those gorgeous? They're like so foily but subtle. They're actually more wet looking, I think, than anything. And there is a little bit of like softness to these. I hope, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a little bit of like a putty texture to them. But you can also see like along the side that it looks a little powdery. So it's really just this like hybrid between like a cream and a powder shadow. They're just beautiful. And I'm so glad that I whipped these shadows back out again because yeah, I am in love. All right, let's talk about lips. So I just repurchased this Clé de Peau lipstick because I just did a lipstick declutter and I realized that one of my all-time favorite shades, which is this Clé de Peau Bamboo lipstick, was very, very old and it was smelling a little funky. So I had to toss it and I thought, I love it so much, I'm just gonna get another one. So I ordered another one and this is Bamboo. And this is just in their straight up lipstick formula. They have a cashmere lipstick formula, which is a little bit more velvety looking, but this is the lipstick formula, which is more of just kind of their straightforward cream lipstick. This Bamboo color is such a beautiful, cool toned, neutral, light nude color. I love it so, so much. The bad news that I want to share with you is that they are discontinuing not only this color, but I believe this lipstick line. I think they're kind of reformulating. So I don't know when that's coming. I think I got it on good authority that it is coming for fall. So if you love this color, get it now. If you already have this color and you really love it, you may want to pick up a backup. I probably won't because I just have so much lipstick. But I have been wearing this lipstick nonstop. You guys have probably noticed in a lot of my more recent videos. I've just been throwing this Bamboo shade on. But yeah, it's one of my favorites, like all-time favorites. Shade, formula, everything out of my entire lipstick collection, which you know is fairly large. So I just wanted to mention that it is going to be discontinued soon. But I love this color. So anyway, that's the Clé de Peau lipstick in Bamboo. And then I wanted to mention these Rouge Coco Balms, these tinted balms that came out with the same collection as the Eye Color Quad from Chanel. This is part of their Spring Summer 22 collection. And I purchased Dreamy White and My Rose. So I have My Rose on. This is more of like a peachy color. I don't when I think of rose, I don't think of this color, but this is what the shade looks like. Let me actually do a swatch so you can see the pigmentation. So it is very light. It is a tinted balm, but this has like a little bit of like a shimmer to it. I don't know if the camera's catching it, but it has like a little shimmer to it. It's really, really complimentary. It's very flattering to the lip. It's not too much. It's not like big glitter chunks on your lips or anything. It just adds like a little bit of something. I really don't like a high shine, super glossy look to my lip products. I like this where it's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more of like a satin finish. And yeah, I've just been loving this formula. And I've actually been wearing the Dreamy White a little bit more. There is some lipstick sort of stained on top because I like to put this on over lip liner or lipstick. This Dreamy White is not just a clear, it has this milky white finish to it right here. And I love like a milky, that always sounds so terrible, but I love like a milky kind of finish to my lips. I feel like it just covers up imperfections. It makes my lips look a little poutier, and it's awesome. So this has been like in my purse with me. I've been, like I said, just layering it over anything else that I'm wearing. I've been wearing it by itself. I've been wearing it with lip liner. I really, really love this Dreamy White. So this I'm actually thinking about getting a backup because yeah, it's just like that perfect finish for me. So those are the Rouge Cocoa Balms. So I have one last favorite I want to mention. It is these ear cuffs. I've worn them a couple of times for you. I purchased these off of Nordstrom, and they're from a company, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I think it's Demarson, I'm not sure, but I'll leave a link to them down below. But they are ear cuffs, and they're hinged, so you can open them up and then they close. And one side is like a gunmetal with crystals, and then the other side is like a chrome finish with crystals. So you can, you know, wear them one side with the gunmetal, the other side with the chrome. Sometimes what I like to do is wear both ear cuffs in the same ear. I just think they're so much fun, and I like how bold they are. They have that like chain like pattern to them, just really, really neat. And they have some really, really beautiful jewelry. So I'll link to them down below if you're interested. You may want to check out their page on Nordstrom. They also have their own site, obviously, but just really like neat looking jewelry. And I like these cuffs with the hinge because I feel like they're like clip-ons. So I feel like they're a little bit more comfortable than those cuffs that are just kind of open and you have to like slide them on and like figure out where best they sit. These I feel like I can wear like down here kind of low, so they're like an earring. I can move them up, so they're like hanging kind of like off mid-ear. So yeah, so I've really, really been loving these. So I just wanted to point these out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into this favorites. Let me know what some of your favorites have been over this past month or recent past. I would love to hear from you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.